onshore terminal built on part of the 200 acres belonging to Reliance. It is here, in this giant facility, where the gas is separated from its impurities. And this is the central control room or the nerve center of the KGD6. Since everything is automated, only 250 people are required at any given time to manage all offshore and onshore operations. Gas production at KGD6 commenced in April this year. And after traveling through all the major facilities, I felt the time was right to ask Prasad when production would be ramped up from the current 37 MMSCMD to 80 MMSCMD. After all, another allegation made by Anil Ambani is that Reliance is hoarding gas and creating an artificial scarcity. So when are you going to hit that 80?
Well, we're kind of ready to produce more than 60 million, and then we are waiting for the government to give us more linkages to the customers. See, right now they have given us linkages up to 40 million, and then accepting NTPC, we have signed all the agreement, and we are also almost delivering gas to people, except one or two customers like SR and GAIL, who will be taking gas probably next week, and then Dabhol, RGPPL would start from 1st of October, but otherwise, we are almost there at 40 million.
Yeah.
So now we are eagerly waiting for the new EGOM to be formed so that the government can give us more linkages.
But is the government giving you a time frame? Because do you lose money if you do not ramp up? Do you stand to lose money?
We do, a lot. You see, the 36,000 crores that we have invested is Reliance's money. I mean, it's Reliance's shareholders' money, the money that Reliance borrowed from the banks. And if we are not able to earn revenues, from this investment, I mean, it's a loss of present value.
Because one of the allegations is that you are purposely not ramping up production, you're hoarding gas, you're artificially creating a scarcity. What are your thoughts on that?
I can only laugh because no one, after having invested this much money, would want to not produce. And particularly, for the next 5 years, the gas price is fixed. So how does it help me? If you think that if I don't produce gas, and then 3 months later, if I can get a higher price, I mean, at least that makes sense. But 5 years, the gas price is fixed. 2, I have to start repaying my debt. So how does it help me not to get the revenues today? And the only reason that we are not able to produce more is because of the, of the procedural delays in forming a new EGOM and then giving us more allocation.
So because of what the government is not being able to fast track, you're not able to ramp up production.
Absolutely. So in a lighter vein, it is the government which has decided to hoard the gas, not Reliance.
The other thing which has gone against you in the recent few months has been this clarification that has come that now the 7-year income tax holiday does not stand. What does that mean for you? What kind of a big hit will you take?
It's a big hit because, in the original NIO back in 1999, and also in the production sharing contract, it's very clearly mentioned that, and also other supporting documentation, it's very clearly mentioned that both oil and gas are eligible for tax holiday. Now, we can split hairs and then, give a new definition to the mineral oil just for the sake of, ATIB, and then say, oh, this doesn't include gas. But I think it's unfair. And, we have been made a promise based on which we all took so much risk and then put in these big investments. And then when the investments are about to fructify, saying that, the gas is not entitled to a tax holiday, I think is a bit unfair.
But we love numbers. So give us like a broad range. Don't give us the exact thing. What could it mean for Reliance Industries?
If you look at it, may be at least, I would say of the order of a couple of $1 billion over the 7 years, but I need to recheck the numbers. You're a financial channel, you love to have the numbers, and then I hate to give out numbers because these are very sensitive information.
But if you don't get that income tax holiday, would you consider arbitration? What would be the next step?
Yes, we do have to consider all the arbitration is the last resort. But right now, the government has said that saying that when there is this matter is sub judice, let the courts decide. So we'll wait for the courts to decide in some of the pending issues. But if that decision doesn't come through, then we do have to look at other means, including arbitration.
So all Reliance can now do is wait for the empowered group of ministers to decide on extra linkages to ramp up production. But more importantly, it's eagerly awaiting for the Supreme Court's judgment once the daily hearings begin on the 20th of October. It's time for us to leave the battleground, but this battle is far from done.